everyone. I think it's a good time with what's going on to have a chat about conditional living, because what's going on the larger scale is that, and that's why there's so much light in us here now that's making this shift outward, from within out, because we are here to emanate who we are within and radiate this light for the shift, and it has been blocked, and that's why our arrival is here now. It's been blocked because conditional living has been a build-up of acceptance, hasn't it? When you think about it, everything has got sort of stronger and stronger in the bricks and mortar built up for living a certain way for approval, and don't step out of those boundaries unless you have permission. And so it brings to mind something I was watching yesterday of another teacher, Sonia Shakat, where it is coming to the forefront as for us to question, who are we actually looking to permission or approval for to step out of those boundaries? So it's a really important part of our rebuild, because as things happen in the world now, from all the work we've done in our lifetime, so whatever age we are, we've all been working towards this. That's been the light invitation, and the more we light up, the more light comes through us, and our atmosphere changes, and we become more of the higher vibrational galactic family. And we couldn't know that before because we're keeping our light down, more resonance of lower vibration. And so with the building of this, restrictions and conditional living, it's really a blockage of the heart channel opening. So, because when you think about it, when you have tried to do certain things in the systems at play or in society which has believed the systems, and like we do it as we're told, which is fine, because once things do start coming apart and down, and we have the light support that we've built in our lifetime, that's an opening that we are ready for. So we've been in preparation for this most of our lives, for change. So if you have, now's a good time at the start of the year and for this whole year, which the door I feel is swung wide open, although we can't feel it yet. It's swung wide open in the world is your stage. If you have wanted to make change and you have things that you felt you couldn't empower in yourself before for change, that door is wide open. like free air support, because this year I feel is going to be that conditional breakdown element for our power. Yeah. So we're going to feel, sense, and know that things are falling apart at the seams for some things, some ways of life that we've known. And that's fine, because that's energy that's got to go. I guess you could say it's like you've got an old cushion or something and you need to replace the interior of it. So you pull apart the seam and you get the interior out, and it just needs some new cushioning in there. So, and it's going to be light and comfort and air, but not comfort in a way where we've fought for our conditions before, like, because it's just got us fighting against each other. When you have divisions coming up from conditional living, and then the people are feeling that at heart level, chest level, affecting choices, which affects health, those divisions coming away is more comfort and air and space, like the heart level expansion. So it's going to be a time, I think, and it has been building, a lot of us know, where we're going to open to that higher powerful air more. Like our crowns are just, our crown chakras are just going to be more lit. They already are, but they're just waiting for the space of expression, you know. And the crown chakra is like, I'm not just merely human, I'm connected to a universe. I'm one with the universe. So, and then, you know, your third eye and your expression of your throat, these are all going to get more, I guess you could say, airtime. And so that's a more air, open space. That's the comfort I'm talking about when we're restuffing the cushion. And we're not restuffing it like, we are not putting anything back in there of old. No. So it's good to sort of like, okay, visualize a cushion. The seams are coming apart this year, might come apart a lot at once, or, you know, slowly coming apart, and then all of a sudden rip, and then, you know, maybe a little bit more, something like that. Because you want to grab that cushion then and just give it a shake out like this. You know, the material, you just want to, and just, you know, pat it out. Thanks. You served me well. But now we have a new foundation. And we are filling that with air. It's a time of Aquarius. It's a time of brand freaking new. And that's all that's coming out of you. And I, of course. You. Us. So conditional living is going to be an obvious where we say, no thanks. And so restuffing or filling that cushion again is just going to be like of us, of what we want to come home to at night and say, I've spent the day, now relaxing on my cushion, I've spent the day in a field of light. Now, we're not talking about perfection. We live in a world of creation and everyone's choosing. But I embody what it is I rest upon, kind of thing. Yeah. And so conditional living doesn't come anywhere near that. And then so with the rebuild, we know what we need on planet Earth for some structures to keep us safe in all the ways you could think of safety. You know, but cooperation with the universe, co-creation with the universe. So I think that's where I'll go to the board where I've written this morning. And it says, you don't manifest in life from your conditions. I might just put from any conditions that are of a demand. You don't manifest in life from your conditions on anything. It's a blocks. Humanly, they're human blocks from what you've known. So, you know, we've built up and we've agreed to, and we've built up and we've agreed to, and then money in the world, like conglomerates of money have said, you know, this is the way it'll stay, and money grows bigger, kind of thing. But we're not here for the accumulation of that. We're here for a relatively short time period to live happily, healthily, sharing, expressing our souls, making the place a better place, etc., etc. So in the past, there's conditions. These are from what we've known. They're humanly, they're blocks from what you've known. And the universe is the supporter of the expansion into the unknown. So, our freedom to create. So you don't have freedom to create and heavy, limited conditions. So we need to remind ourselves that the universe is the supporter of expansion. So if we feel not expanding in any area of life, we have to question. We have to question those things, and we have to truly question them honestly in the quiet with our interior, like our chest area. We have to sit with it, and we might feel uncomfortable in the body, but that discomfort has to be faced because we're asking for a removal of the blocks that we're a part of in the world. So it's only when we actually realize that physically plays a part as well. Not kind of, well, this is what's been built, I'll just carry on, or I've now got these health conditions, there's nothing I can do, life is just this way, I'll just keep it the same. Nothing changes if we keep the old. So we have to remind ourselves that we are co-creating with the universe and we're here for a massive change. So that's one way to just get your focus doing the work. And you don't get up and go through your day and just forget about that. You go, I'm going to feel uncomfortable with this change, but I know this change is supported at a higher level. And it's never not with me and supporting me when I walk forward into this, what I often describe as cognitive dissonance. But the cognitive dissonance affects us physically. We can feel it. We've got to walk through and we've got to make decisions, and we feel those in our body. I don't really want to do this. But you have to remind yourself, connect in here, that you want change and however you would like to see change. So just all a part of accepting that you're going to get the universe's support when you do the unknown. You don't know what's going to happen. You just hold the vision, the open heart channel space, and anything that stops you is going to, and we're working towards the falling away of it. Into the unknown, because it's the universe's job, and I've got there, THEIR, because we've got all helpers in the universe. We're not here just as physical beings on our own. So it's the universe's job, their job, to co-create with us. So it's their job. Like, they're watching over us. They want to see us make positive change. They're here for the light shift. They're getting closer and closer with assistance for the planet. The more we accept, like, change is a given and get ourselves out of the ceiling built up limited mentality that we have to put up with stuff, when we can see like domino effects and certain creations on the planet where humans are coming together and saying, no, we're going to keep it this way, and it doesn't serve everyone. And we've seen that on the world stage. So now it's the time for, okay, they've put forth their effort of keeping things the same. Now it's us putting forth more and more. We want change, and we're not looking for your support that says keep it the same. We are understanding that it is the massive time for co-creation taking the stage. So in your heart, body, mind, and soul, grounded, keep going forward, opening that channel. So that the universe's job is to co-create with you, not you or us, not us give orders for what seems safe, for what seems ideal, for what seems secure for you, built on what you've lived so far. Because then that just goes against the fact we are here for change. And so bringing your attention to the tree again from my other classes, sharing, we've got to allow, let, invite, accepting in and bringing in this change, rather than sort of cloud our third eye, our head area, and say, no, I must just keep going forward day to day the same. When the universe is saying hello or knock, 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 you can open up if you want. You don't have to keep putting up with it, but you have to take those either tiny micro steps or take a big leap into something. And then that's where intuitive guidance is good for yourself, to get to know any teachers out there to, okay, so what support is this of the universe? Well, listen and learn how you as a soul, specifically, spirit invitation of yours, like living your life and picking up on different things, what your spirit takes notice of, to get the messages for your soul embodiment. So that's how, when you acknowledge, okay, I'm working with the universe here, we're here for a massive planetary shift. You get to know these things more, you connect with people who are embracing this more, and you learn discernment, really. You are not so, I'll just go forward in the old. I'll keep taking conscious steps discerning from my intuition and my interior, you know, feeling. It's sort of chest level. Once you get to know it, it speaks and leads to you because you're listening to it, because you've embraced your energy, working with the wider energy. So we don't give orders to the universe and say, I want this condition, this condition, this condition, and all of you to do this condition. You know, for instance, some leaders that are doing these things. Yeah, no, not if you haven't taken the time as a leader to embody, like, you're working with a whole perspective here. And if you don't know that from your past till now, it's time to open up to that. That we're not just going to be told what to do and stay in these conditions. We'll maintain a level of humanly safety and security, you know, for those that are not wanting to open up consciously and are acting unconsciously. There's still going to be systems in place for that, but not when it's coming from the other way around, where we are doing our best and opening up for a better life, and then leaders come in and say, well, no, I want you to keep doing this because I want things to function this way. Yeah, like, who the hell are you? Yeah. Like, if you're not standing up for positive change for everybody and getting your little bickering moodiness out of the way as though it's big and powerful, because that essentially is what it's coming down to. If someone says, no, it's going to go like this, it's always gone like this, I'm going to have it like this. And then they'll gain support and whatnot. But this is all human bullshit. It's just literally human bullshit. It is, because there is nothing good supporting it if they're chucking tantrums on people. So this is where this is opened up, and it's kind of like opened up, and it's getting flattened really by the light to say, that's where you belong, like the energy of that. That's where you belong for like transmutation and recalibration planetarily of like light assistance, light force coming in now. These people can grow and develop how they want. So you better get on board, because you're like way out of the circle now. You know, you're not even like playing with who we are, universal forces. It's like the floor is ours. The floor is yours. So we aren't to give orders for what in our lives in a micro way, or over people in a macro way, what we want to keep as safe if it's not serving the good of all. Now, this isn't a perfection sort of purist kind of, it's all going to be perfect this way. This is, if it's not good for all and you're taking action for it, and it's all very mental, and it's all very strategically put in place, and like these bricks and mortars are going to fall. Yeah, it's just the nature of the light now. Like, we're embodying more of it, so we're more about flow. Ideal or secure for you. No, it can't be just for you, your history, what you want to keep going. The universe will take care of that. The universe will take care of what we think needs to be safety or secure or an ideal way of living. Leave that up to the universe, as long as you are following the good change you'd like to see. And in your, like, I emphasize in your micro thoughts and actions, because that's an emanation. And so the more energy you put towards your micro thoughts and actions, that's what you're radiating. Now, that's going to connect widely if it's an intention to bring light through. it's not going to connect widely, and if it's not a good intention, and those people need to like put more effort into it, so it drains away the person trying to do that anyway. It drains away all activity involved. So just let the universe take care of safety, security, and any sort of perfect enforced ideal, because working with the universe and the light, we are now in a sort of unlimited version space where those thoughts or things we've felt like a dream are an actual space. So it's like the walls come down, we're unbarred. All you have to do is take care of yourself. Remember things like this in your own way, however, intuitively guided you are to other teachers and how they help you. Remember, we're here for change. 2026 is a year of change. The universe will take care of that. And you know what you can remind yourself of? You're not here for a long time. And if you know you're working with the universe, seriously, your guides, the more you know you're working with the universe, your guidance team, and everyone would have felt it before, when you get the instigation feeling like, don't go this way, go that way, or take a different route, or another thing that Sonia mentioned yesterday on her Good Vibes Tribe channel on YouTube. Trust your guidance because it's there to assist you. So not only can you trust it when it gives you direct guidance, like emergency kind of guidance, where they're trying to assist your plans because they know you have good intent. So you're going to get signs to say, perhaps that human plan you've got in place, where, they're trying to give you guidance to go at a different time, a different way, because they want to surprise and delight. The universe wants to surprise and delight. So as long as you are wanting something good, that's good. And I just want to bring conditions back in there, because I can talk about this, but it's the opening up and releasing of the conditions that are important as well. That's where you open up to more of your true nature, rather than I have to live sort of in lower vibrational acceptance. Therefore, like, even the third eye doesn't get the energy it needs them, because you can't see what I'm talking about. You can't, we haven't been able to imagine that, really? Am I really getting guidance? So just watch if you're bringing any conditions in to your life. The routines we have in place is probably where you look at that, because we do need, routines. But as an Aquarian myself, I don't have any particularly set routine structure, because I'm very much in the flow with where my guidance is at. I'm open to like elements of unlimitedness. So if I or anyone is to bring in conditions into my field of awareness, my life, it sort of has to find its way out, because I don't give it leeway or attention. So I'm very much an embodiment of this Aquarian time. So yeah, that's why I am a leader of the light, like living out, taking notice of our whole perspective and embodying that, and open to opening that more and more into the unknown. So any teachers I listen to, any people I meet, I always am open to the unknown of what the universe is delivering. So yeah, so not only do we have intuitive guidance where we know we've been sort of saved before, in a way, like it could have been something serious, or it could have been something like you look down at the right time so that you don't trip, or you're just guided. Well, if you take more notice of you didn't actually do that on your own, you were like, how did you know to look and not go a certain way? If you just acknowledge that you are helped and they are helpers, and keep yourself in that vibrational higher state. I'm not talking about la 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 all the time. I'm talking about just don't let yourself get down through thought. Okay, because you are not your thoughts, because if we're sensitive, then this planet is full of energetic thought. So this is the work, to recognize what thought you're embodying, because it becomes more, as though you identify with this, which is not true. So to live the soul path more, you really have to be conscious of clearing away conditional energy and energy of others. So yeah, intuitive guidance, like all of this is a whole perspective. It's a really good way of life. So the universe will take care of, watching out for you. It'll surprise and delight you when you're open. When you're not using your energy for conditions to hold yourself back, or be a part of the conditions holding others in place. So we can just take a light-hearted look at those and say, well, I'd really like to support this happening, and letting that go. We'll take care of that. And that's where you truly feel security. If we're so focused on human security, it's a lower vibration. And a lot of this has caused the segregation and division. So that more and more we've come to the planet thinking that division is good, so that we make sure we're taken care of. And, and this has been the past wars. This is why wars are there. We haven't given ourselves over so much in populations where we've stood up as the light conglomerate and said, well, actually, I really don't like you as a leader or something, or we don't agree with you to do this to fellow humans. We don't care what color skin they got. We don't care what's gone on before, okay? We do care if certain people have done certain things, but you can't go on saying that that's a whole perspective. Well, we're going to keep this fight going because do you know what they did in 1963 or something like that? Or an example. There's more light now. So it's been an illusion of security. So we only really need to focus to make sure that everyone's got a bit of everything they need as a human, and stop being so divisive and fighting over we've got to have more. It's gone through the centuries, and it's not a way of life. It's just not. If someone has to die so you can live, that's fucked. That's just horrible. It's disgusting. It's gross. It's like, what the fuck? There is no God that would support it. It's like, grow a fucking brain. I'm over this shit. So the universe will take care of that, all right? Because we're light beings, universal light, love, law. We are that. So the more that we allow, say, like, this heart, solar plexus feeling, is this relating? Does this feel like truth to me? The more we do that for ourselves and look into things, which is now a good time, because my book, The Law of Attraction by Jerry and Esther Hicks, they brought out years ago, caught my attention. And so I just want to bring that to your attention as well, because there's a part in, I believe it's this book, because I follow them on YouTube as well. Abraham is a higher non-physical collective that's channeled through Esther Hicks. Brilliant. Higher truths. Helping humans with practical things. How to see things from a higher perspective. Well, segment intending. So it sounds kind of serious, but it's like segment intending in your life is, just to summarize, you get in your car and you go to work each day. Okay. But now from that perspective, you're also an energy being. So what would you like to experience in like feeling state? Because we kind of just put it out there on autopilot that we're this, we do this time, we go there and we fulfill a role, and then etc., etc. That's how we sort of operate. Linear, time frame, etc. But because as energy beings, we're timelessness, which we haven't learnt about because we're also in physical. We can't just embody the physical anymore aspect. So to open it up with segment intending, it's saying to the energy awareness you're developing, well, I know that it would be great if today went with a bit more ease and flow. And these are the things you can ask for in the energy field. A bit more ease and flow. And if anything needs to be resolved, or there's anything that we've been looking hard for, or anything along those lines, like you're trying to get to a conclusion about something, you're trying to figure out the best kind of solution that helps all in the situation, etc., or even down to answering phone calls or whatever. It would be good if I was able to easily access the things I needed today. However, you can't control others. You can't control the whole environment. We are not the universe. We are playing a part with the universe to open up to the unknown. So you set these segment intending feelings, like this, I will say notion, but it's more of a definite kind of, it's in between notion and definite, which is what I was saying. You can't label conditions and expect to get them. So you're playing a part with universal forces. So segment intending will remind you, no matter what you're doing, anything at all, perhaps you're going to a social gathering or a family gathering or something like this, and you used to usual energies taking place. It doesn't have to be that way, because your energy field is like expecting it's going to be that way. But if your energy field is speaking to itself, you are embodying something different, and you embody it, you're going to attract it. Okay? It sounds amazing, but if you lightly start to practice this, and Abraham Hicks on YouTube is good for it. You can even look up segment intending to give you ideas of how you can put this into place. Because it's not a human dense, limited way. It is opening up to the fact that we are universal energy at play. So things can be easier if we start to set intentions this way. So there's a segment sort of life, not to make it sound so, it's not boxed in as such, but you know that you're coming into a situation or a segment of your day or anything at all you're doing. Going for a drive, I'd really like to feel like there's a flow and ease in the traffic today. You are actually setting the energy intention. Okay? We haven't been thinking this way because we have been living just physicality. But when you open up eventually, and Abraham Hicks is a teacher to assist with that, well, a group of teachers that Esther Hicks opens to channel. So the universe will take care of that as you cooperate with expanse in life in all ways. So you might start off small and then realize, well, I can actually keep opening and doing different things, and I have the universal support. I don't have to limit by, I want to take a chance with that, but what would happen, if I don't have something like that? Well, you got to sit with that energy. You're a universal being. You're not here to conditionalize, so follow that, okay? And let the universe work with the universe. But just be careful in case, some people will be like, oh, this doesn't work, I tried this, blah, blah, blah. Well, that's really a sign for you to go back to your consciousness and say, did I block myself in any way? Okay, because it is a slowing down to opening to a bigger perspective. So it's like, what am I thinking along the way? Did I actually energetically stop this from expanding? Because I'm still in my human limitation mindset. I'll just sort of throw thoughts in and block the route more and more when the universe is asking you to release some control. See differently a little bit, like see that this could happen. Open your eyes to that it could happen. Open your eyes more to this is coming together. I see how this works now. So we just have to watch that our minds and our humanness isn't blocking it and putting it down when it wants to be the helper, as it naturally is, and we need to be putting down the old shit. So it's not all shit. We say thanks to the learning, but we do hold on to some thought patterns that really hold us down. So I think that might be it in having a chat about that. It feels like I've said enough. Today's angel card I shuffled before this talk. Need a bit more light. Oh yeah, so I showed you that book, but I also want to show you one other thing too. Because it brought to my attention. I want to show you a picture that my daughter drew and I coloured in because I loved it so much. This. Love, live, laugh, life, with a little, I believe she said that was me down the bottom, and she drew it 10 years ago now, thereabouts, and I absolutely love it and had to colour it in. But what it signified to me today when I was sitting here, and I shuffled my angel card and I shuffled the animal deck as well, and we got Buffalo Spirit, which was perfect to what I wanted to elaborate on. So I'll read that card soon because I haven't read it yet. The abundant universe will provide. And then so I'm looking at this picture and I'm talking about the old coming down and the new in us being built, coming out to light. So you can see, to me, this sunshine is shining through on the importance and these bricks and mortar opening up and are quite narrow. It's just a little reminder. And look, the balloon coming up as well, because she loved the releasing of the balloon at one of her birthdays. So these are all important things. In the opening and the solar plexus, making space, love, live, laugh, life. Loved it. So I hope that you enjoy that little, that lightens your day a little. And this card, Elamia, Angel Elamia. Today is a day of discovery. Look out for something new to learn. Yeah. Gorgeous. And then Buffalo Spirit. I was feeling into this because I haven't read the description yet. And to feel into the Buffalo Spirit is like a beautiful, grounded stance. You know, and the horns, whatever they're called, they have such a precious energy that's very important to them. Like, they will stand for who they are. And I don't feel like, you know, they're a real sort of predatory kind of animal. And you'll even see them, as you do with other bull type, you know, creatures, that they'll have birds sitting on them or sitting by. And it's just such a light-filled sharing of, like, the beasts of the planet are just so full of, like, strength, purpose, and light. And they're holding that ground for us. So it's just perfect to draw this card. The abundant universe will provide. Oracle message. Buffalo Spirit comes to you now to remind you of the amazing manifesting power of gratitude and the extraordinary potential available to you when you adopt a mindset of abundance. The ancient people of the Americas saw the buffalo as a symbol of abundance because the herds roamed far and wide and provided so many gifts: the meat, the hide, the bones. The tribes who hunted the buffalo used every bit of them, wasting nothing, appreciative of the abundance. So too do you have many gifts available to you. Buffalo Spirit appears to let you know that you are in a powerful time to manifest your desires, not by force or pushing, but rather by following a natural path that rises up before you, trusting that there is always plenty to go around. Whether it be love, money, inspiration, or support, it's all there for you to claim. When you are grateful, you immediately align yourself with the truth that the world is rich and teeming with resources. There is always more than enough, and you are always enough. At this time, you can expect all your intentions and needs to come into a form that is right for you. Your heartfelt gratitude is making you a magnet for miracles. Buffalo Spirit's message is to remember that you co-create your reality in partnership with Spirit. So offer up your thanks and your prayers, even before you see conditions you desire, not just for yourself, but for others too. Then you will quickly see the results in tangible ways. Gratitude has the magic to grow the good. So offer thanks and praise as you acknowledge all that you have and all that is possible. Protection message. When Buffalo Spirit visits you with a message of protection, he is asking you to shift your thinking from poverty consciousness to one where you trust the universe will provide. Have you been falling into financial insecurity, worrying that there will not be enough money in the future? Have you been stressing and feeling sorry for yourself, worrying that because you have no romantic relationship now, you will never have one? Do you see scarcity where there is, in fact, abundance? Are you comparing yourself to others and falling short? Self-pity, entitlement, fear, and lack are all thought viruses that seduce you into darkness. Buffalo Spirit nudges you to make a gratitude list and be mindful to your thoughts at this time. Even if outer events happened to challenge your beliefs in abundance, outer conditions are temporary. If you are suffering from the malaise of fear that you are impoverished, realize that it is only poverty of perception and perspective. Prayer, communion with your higher power, and gratitude, coupled with compassionate, selfless service, will snap you right out of it. Give to someone who has less than you. Be thankful for the tiniest things and say affirmations. Then you will remember abundance is the true nature of the world. OMG. Wasn't that gratefully lovely? That's gorgeous. And then over the page was the card we got yesterday, the Butterfly Spirit. And that was another gorgeous one. Another gorgeous read. Oh, OMG, I love the way you shuffle, and they know exactly the assistance to offer in support, because I didn't read that card, but I did my whole talk, but they knew before I'd even done it that that's what I was trying to get the point across as. And I like the way the card mentioned, the way Colette Baron Reid, the author, you know, when we highlight things like the obvious of being conscious of, are we in like lack mentality or entitlement, wanting things a conditional way, or self-pity, like, you know, victim feeling, or fearing that we're not going to have enough? These are all energies of lower vibration, thought viruses that we need to, you know, shake off, get rid of. The earth can help us transmute energetically. We let go of these things and we make a gratitude list. It shifts our energy field. We are energy. We're not here as physical beings to go down the same routes. So open to change, work with the universe, and don't forget that's what you are. Co-creator with the unknown. But it becomes more known as you work with it. It's a fun life. I love it. Okay. And it's only going to get better. God bless everyone. Thanks for listening, spending the time. And yeah, if you have any questions at all, leave a comment. Will always be good. Okay. Take care. Bye for now.